up, Sauce Gang, and welcome back to the channel. Hot Sauce Beats here with a banger reaction for you because today we are finally catching up on game theory, but a special one because you've been blowing up my messages. Let me know that I gotta check out the lore. The lore of Roblox Forsaken is solved. Now, I don't know nothing about Forsaken. This is literally gonna be my intro, my dive into Roblox Forsaken lore. I'm hyped for this. We love game theory. And again, I got some catching up to do. And as you can tell, we're in a new studio, chat. It's under construction. It's gonna be changing a lot, but I hope y'all, let me know what you guys think. I hope you like the black walls. But anyways, enough of that, chat. We're here to learn about Forsaken. But before we do, please show Game Theory some love by subscribing to the channel and chat. We're trying to get to 250,000 subs. So if you haven't yet, please smash that subscribe button and join the Sauce Gang family. But enough talking. Let's get to reacting and roll that bomb ass intro.
Hot Sauce Beats is finally here. Hot Sauce Beats is finally here. Eat, sleep, make beats. Eat, sleep, make beats.
Hot Sauce Beats. Woo-hoo! Oh, chat, it's time for some Forsaken lore,
One of these
baby.
characters is the key to all the lore inside Roblox.
And again,
Forsaken.
I don't know
It
anything
could be
about
you.
Roblox.
Oh, no, you're dead. So I guess
Forsaken.
that means it's you. Oh, you're dead too. What about you? Quickly, start the episode so we don't lose the actual answer.
Ooh,
Hello,
game
internet.
theory.
Welcome to Game Theory.
Game
the show
Theory.
that isn't rolling in Robux, but it is rolling in lore. And we got
Lore.
another big one here for you today, folks. After our
Right.
video on the Roblox game Dandy's World, our subreddit was flooded with other Roblox game suggestions that I should take a look at. And so after several hours of filtering through all of your suggestions, which I'm actually really thankful for, by the way, there was one game that kept coming up again.
Same here. Give me some recommendations of what to check out,
My
chat.
interest. Forsaken. Forsaken is a multiplayer survival game, and it is a smorgasbord of who's who in Roblox history. On the killer side, you have both real
Smorgasbord.
Roblox
It's
hackers
making
like
me
Kid
hungry.
and rumored hackers like John Doe and 1x1x1x1. And on the survivors team,
Lot of
you've got
ones.
guys like Builder,
Still equals
who
1.
is actually David Baszucki, the creator of Roblox. You have Shadletsky, a well-known Roblox admin, and Elliot, who is the mascot for a Roblox game Work at the Pizza Place, one of the first and most popular Roblox games. The survivor's goal is to run around the map, avoiding the killer until time runs out. And the killer's goal, well, you could probably figure out what they're
Take you out.
As a
Oh,
survivor,
7
you
ya.
can take time off the clock by playing little mini games that at first look like simple mobile games. But believe me, when you're under the pressure of trying to finish it before a killer comes and gets you, it's a whole other kettle of fish. Try it for yourselves. This goes here, this goes here. Just one more puzzle piece and we can get out of here. Quick, click the subscribe button before the creepy, ugly killer gets us. 5, 4, 3,
Oh,
2,
God,
1.
stop.
Woo!
I see what you
work.
did there,
Now
bro.
we've just got to
Yeah, you gone.
run! But with all of
He
that
got you the
said,
pizza
I'm sure
cutter.
many of you are seeing this and making connections between Forsaken and another very popular multiplayer survival game. One where an entity pulls in known serial killers from other horror franchises and sends them in to kill the survivors. Dead by Daylight. You might even be arguing that it's a complete ripoff, but if you did, you'd be
Is
missing
it?
the most interesting part. In the lobby area, if you talk to one of the NPCs about what game you'd like to play, you can choose the answer, Work at the Pizza Place. And when you do, he brings up this error message. Error code D8. Which seems odd, but I guess that's just what happens when you bother an NPC enough times. However,
Yeah,
the more
and
I looked
I
around,
don't know what it means.
I realized that this wasn't just a copycat Roblox game. This was an ARG. And it
Stop.
not only spans this game, but a bunch of Roblox profiles, secret games, and other games that at first don't
Chat, let me
even
know what you
seem
think.
connected.
Chat, let me know what you think, because as you guys know, again, this is just a theory. Sometimes theories can be wrong. Is this an ARG?
Press would be so proud. And all of this is to tell us a story about what happens when a person pursues power over everything else.
Now,
Grab
with
a
great
slice of
power
Elliot's
comes
pizza,
great respect,
theorists,
chat.
because we're gonna
Everybody
need
knows
all
that.
the help we can get solving the lore of Forsaken. As I've mentioned, all of this starts with the weird error code from one of the NPCs in the lobby. But that isn't the only weird detail in this lobby. In the upper room of the cabin, there is a TV. Clicking on it will reveal the message, your TV has shut down unexpectedly. Error code A2, forced shutdown. why is an old school TV giving me a shutdown message? This is something you would get from a computer. If a TV like this shut down unexpectedly, it would just shut down, which tells us it's important. And would you take a look at that code it's given us? A2. It's a similar format to our previous code of D8. Something puzzling this way.
Okay, let's see where you're going with this, bro. Let's see where you're going with this.
There doesn't really appear to be any other codes in the lobby. The only other thing I can see is this photo of the number 4 in one of the other cabins. Feels like a weird, possibly important detail, especially with the NPC standing over it claiming to be investigating it. But it doesn't fit a letter and number format.
Hashtag investigation.
And outside of that, there just doesn't seem to be any other codes written down. Wait, that lantern, the one that's flickering in the distance, is that flickering just to fit the horror
Morse
aesthetic?
code?
Or is it Morse code?
Morse code?
Dash, dot, dot, dash, 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 dash.
Write that down, write that down!
That translates to C1, just like all the other codes we've found. Okay, we have 3, maybe 4 codes. Now what? Well, fortunately, there is a tape recorder next to the lantern that has a very important message for us. Escape this realm and take to heart the things you've learned from every part. In a club unknown, where secrets are sown, recite your tale in the depths alone. So, we need to take
the
these
depths.
codes and leave this realm, but you can't
Chat,
leave the lobby. There's no other room to go to, unless escaping this realm means leaving Forsaken entirely. In which case, we need to figure out where exactly we go next, and what it means by a club unknown. Taking a page out of another Roblox ARG we've covered on this channel, Dress to Impress, let's check out the creators of Forsaken and see if they have any other games under their belts. One of the devs is called Soul Driven Love, and lo and behold, they've made another game called Buckshot Frenzy. Basically, a Roblox version of Buckshot Roulette. I'm beginning to see a pattern here. Regardless, we've actually talked about Buckshot Roulette on this channel before too, and it takes place in a nightclub, with the description of this game matching.
Dude, we watched that Buckshot Roulette movie. It was crazy. Crazy, dude.
This is almost certainly the club unknown referred to by the tape recorder. And when we jump into the game, our suspicions are met with confirmation. On the wall are a set of paintings in a 2x2 grid with faint writing of the letters C, A, D, and question mark. Just like the codes we found in Forsaken. C1, A2, and
put it in
D8.
that. Okay.
That question mark may even be where the 4 painting we saw comes in. It didn't seem to fit with the format, but it's the only other code we've got, so we might as well try. If you click on each painting the corresponding amount of times to their number, click A2 times, C1 times, D8 times, and the question mark painting 4 times, nothing happens. Until I click the small plaque underneath the paintings, and doing that revealed a secret path. Secret tunnel! Secret tunnel!
Stop!
At the end of the hallway is a door, and when we knock, we get a message. A really, really long message. I imagine it's important though, so I am gonna read all of it. But editor, we should probably crank up the speed a bit to get through it all in good time.
Thank you.
How did you get here? Are the rumors really true? You're treading on treacherous ground by digging this deep. It is not my place to judge your choices. My purpose is to simply help you find what you seek. No matter how foolish you may be, I am a fighter, so one who dared to stray too close to the sun and paid the price. Still, in my foolishness, I uncovered something it never wanted me to see. Something that forced it to put me in this unique kind of eternal hell. I would give that something to you so that you could have a chance of ending this madness. As expected, it took back what was stolen. Yet, as it pulled me into this prison, I caught a glimpse of how it warped the world around it, altering the very fabric of reality. It is not just the environment it changes, but also you. Every step you take brings you closer to its influence. And yet, in that influence, there may lie an opportunity. If you can withstand its pressure long enough, even just for 5 minutes, then you may find the clues it leaves behind. Pieces of itself that it cannot hide. But know this, you must not hesitate when you find its trail. Follow it with purpose, but be wary of the distortions it creates. They are not what they seem, and they exist to break you. If you survive, then you will have done something I could not. But if you fail, well, let us hope that no one else is foolish enough to try again. Good luck, traveler. Good luck and goodbye.
Good luck and goodbye.
It seems that we are being warned about the dangers of investigating the mysteries of Forsaken.
It's usually how it is, like in an ARG, like it's like, hey, now you're getting too close here. Turn around, or else you might not be able to turn anytime.
Covered something, it trapped them. So far, we have no clue what this it is, but as this game is basically dead by daylight, I would say it's an entity that is in control of these games. The one that brought us into the Forsaken games to torture us. We're also being told to try and withstand its pressure for 5 minutes. So I hop back into Forsaken and wait 5 minutes and nothing happens. Great.
Bada
Now
bing,
what am I
bada
supposed to do?
boom.
I mean, I do have a bunch of other scripts I could get on with. I'm sure that would make Justin happy. I guess I'll just leave this running and see if anything changes.
Excuse me, chat. Sorry.
Well, would you look at that? Guess I needed to be tabbed out to see these messages. That's clever.
I never
Right,
left.
Let's see what they say.
I never.
You aren't alone here. Leaving is not an option. You
I
can't
never.
escape me. a piece for the puzzle awaits you. That
That's
last
what I
one with
said,
all the
never
words put
left.
together with no spaces, that doesn't look like a phrase. It looks like a Roblox user ID, just like we saw in Dress to Impress. And if we search that exact phrase in Roblox, we do indeed find an account with that username, a piece for the puzzle. Although apparently their actual name is Julius Caesar, though that isn't even the weirdest part. His about section is just nothing but random letters. Random letters if you're not a theorist. This is our good old friend Base64, and it translates to, this video is sponsored by Raccoon Logic. Oh,
Stop.
duh. They've got a new game coming out on May 8th,
Stop it.
Revenge of the Savage Planet. If you're tired of getting yourself killed over and over again by killers of Roblox past, why not take a trip to these wacky and wonderful alien worlds that will also try to kill you? So whatever your platforming preferences,
go.
we've got you covered. Once again, check out the link in the description to get the game for yourselves. Thanks again to
Revenge of the
Raccoon Logic
Savage
for sponsoring
Planet.
this video. But now I should
Revenge!
probably figure out what that
Revenge,
code
I
is.
tell ya!
It will not be easy to make me into your key, but it will be all right. You can do it. Make him into a key? Well, he is wearing a giant key on his shirt, so that's gotta be what he's referring to. Clicking on the clothing
gonna
item to
be
get some more
me.
information gives us yet another jumble of letters. Sadly, Base64 didn't work for us this time. But remember when I said he was called Julius Caesar? Well, if we want to make him the key, then it's most likely a Caesar cipher. And boom, by shifting the letters over 12
Bam!
times,
What?
we get
Bam!
this. His name was David. He was far too young to be sentenced to such a painful eternity, but it did not care. It only wanted more power. This basically confirms that the It is absolutely the entity running this game, similar to the entity from Dead by Daylight, taking people and bringing them into Forsaken to torture them for eternity. But with that piece of the puzzle solved, we should probably take a closer look around the page to see if there's anything more. His friend list, for example, looks suspiciously interesting. He has just one friend. Big mood on that one. But that one person is called Not a Piece to the Puzzle, aka
Okay.
Do Not Listen to Me. His about
Okay.
section talks about Julius Caesar, not the character we talked
87
about, but the real
followers.
historical figure, and how he used to deceive people. They tell us that relying on Julius Caesar may be fruitful, but we should not trust him. Only use him to reach our goals. Maybe this isn't just about the historical figure. Maybe this is a warning that the Julius Caesar character in this ARG isn't trustworthy, and that we should be careful going forward. This account page also has a game of its own called A Piece to the Puzzle's Place. You can try playing this game, but it starts with the question, what is its name? Let me try my name. No. What about Julius? No. David? No. My guess is it is the entity, but we don't have an answer for that, and I'm not entirely sure where to find it. Wait a minute.
Oh,
The
you
title
better
of this
get to
game is
looking.
A Piece
Better get
to
to
the Puzzle.
looking.
The account
Yes,
that
you
made it is
bet.
called Not a Piece to the Puzzle. Does that mean that a piece to the puzzle is another account? Let's just have a look. Bingo! Maybe we can find some answers here. There is a long story in this account's bio talking about him falling into depression and what happens when this game's entity drags you into Forsaken. But the main clue is at
This
the
is a
bottom where we
legit
can find
ARG,
this
bro.
But when shifted
This
by
is
12,
crazy.
it says numbers to user ID is how you get your key. Okay, maybe we put the user IDs into the game. Nope, that didn't work either. So this is likely a key to something else that we're gonna need to search for next. Down in this guy's favorite section is a private game called A Message. We can't play the game because, well, it's private, but it does have another detailed description, and given this is an ARG, that is obviously way more fun. It continues the story from the About section, how the entity put this person through, quote, the games of hell. They mention a guy in a hockey mask
Games of
killing
heck?
them, and that they caught a break in a beachside forest. Clearly, Jason in Forsaken and the
Okay.
beachside forest in the lobby. Whoever this guy is, he's trying to tell us about this world, how they got in, and
Okay.
maybe how they can help us and
Okay,
everyone
bro.
else trapped here get out. But looky here, at the bottom of the message there are some numbers. Numbers for a user ID, 7749074101, or as they're actually known, Friday_TQIMEFKXQD. And this is where the story of our trapped friend comes to an end. They grew numb to the torment, and so the entity tore this person apart. It was then that they began to study this entity, naming it the Spectre. So we now have our name for the entity, and we also got something else.
Spectre.
You may have noticed the account name. It's a little odd, right? I mean, maybe the user just wanted the account name Friday, and Roblox was like, Friday has already been taken. May I suggest Friday_TQIMEFKXQD? But what's more likely is those jumbled up letters are just another cipher. So going back to our trusty nasty Caesar cipher and shifting the letters by 14, we get the phrase, he was Tyler. The name of the person that was dragged down into Forsaken, tortured, and then ceased to exist was Tyler.
Jesus.
And based on what he left at the bottom, Tyler has been here for 200 years. With all this new information, I have a feeling we
That's
can
a
now
long
answer the
time,
question
chat.
in a piece to the puzzle's place.
That's a long
is its
time.
name? We now know it's Spectre.
Tyler.
And
Or
upon
Spectre,
answering that,
sorry.
we get some more questions about the Spectre. The next question is, what is it made of? And we don't really have an answer for this, but I do not have the energy to go on another scavenger hunt. Instead, let's turn to the thing I always do in times of need during an ARG. The community that is so smart, they figured it out already. All the links will be in the description. These guys figured out that the answer is the word code, which I guess makes sense. The Spectre is part of a Roblox game and so is code. Plus, the killers of this game, besides Jason, are all Roblox hackers. And what the hackers work in? Code. The next question is, what does it seek? Which we know from Julius Caesar's account is power. Next are a bunch of questions about Tyler. Who was he? What did he call the trials? How long has he been here?
200 years.
Stuff we learnt about during our adventures. His name was Tyler, they were games of hell, and he was there for 200 years. But then we get asked some personal questions, like, do we feel safe? Do we know what we're getting ourselves into? And the final question, will we keep searching, even though it's foolish? Being the theorists that we are, naturally the answer is yes. And that gives us one more clue.
Yes,
Although
we
this time,
will!
we're actually given a hint as to how we're supposed to solve it. Numbers lead where letters stray. A shifting cipher guides the way. A sibling to Caesar, clear yet sly. What is my name? Give it a try. A sibling to Caesar.
That's a good little
So
riddle.
a cipher that works similarly to a Caesar cipher. A Caesar cipher is just
Not to be confused with a Caesar salad, chat.
Another cipher that shifts.
Not to be confused.
A Legionnaire cipher is similar in how a keyword can be used to tell the cipher how to shift, but that would require a key word. It asks us what is his name, so we could put not a piece to the puzzle, but that comes up empty. And then there's numbers lead where letters stray. Does that mean the key isn't a word, but a number? That would mean it's not a Legionnaire cipher, it's a Gronsfeld cipher. Wait, remember that other clue we got? Numbers to user ID is how you get your key? We didn't need the name of not a piece to the puzzle, the person who made the quiz. We needed his ID number, and that would make the key. Gotta say, nice job.
Okay.
Love it when all the pieces come together like that. So we put not a piece to the puzzle's ID number as the key to the Gronsfeld cipher, and we're in. Wash your hands on the second floor. Blue means 1, red means 2, brighter shades increase the value by 2. How incredibly vague and cryptic. Not exactly sure what I was expecting.
It's just
at this
cipher
point,
after
but
cipher after
there's also
cipher.
no obvious place to wash your
A
hands
bunch of
in
ciphers.
Forsaken.
I don't know if you read your Bible, but I'm afraid it's damnation without relief.
But there was somewhere else we visited that does have sinks. Buckshot Frenzy. If you die in one of the games, you wake up in the bathrooms of that floor. So die on level 2, go to wash your hands, and on each sink, the tap will have hot and cold circles on them. The code we have was that blue means 1 and red means 2. Some of them have lighter shades of blue or red, which means we increase the value to 3 or 4, which gives us the final code of 14321232. So what do we do with this? Well, if we backtrack through our journey a bit, we can see that a piece of the puzzle wasn't the only person with a game. Julius Caesar also has a game creatively titled...
Dude, how do you solve this stuff?
Just like the previous quote-unquote game, we are met with a text box that asks us to enter a code. The code we just got from the Buckshot sinks. Entering that code lets us play 2 files. One is just the victory music from Forsaken, and the other is a message called congratulations.ogg.
Hey, if you're hearing this, then good job. This is kind of where the trail ends for now. Maybe come back in a few months, maybe like February.
So I guess here is where the Forsaken ARG ends. For now, at least.
What?
Although it is April and there is still no update. Knowing my luck, the update will drop right as this video does. However, just because the ARG is done doesn't mean that I am. There's still one thing I have yet to decode. After our quiz, we got that long code that we decoded with the Gronsfeld cipher.
That is
But
insane,
there was a
bro.
separate code at the end that the Gronsfeld cipher couldn't translate. It does translate though when you put it through a standard Caesar cipher. He was Elliot. With he was Tyler being the code given at the end of Tyler's long story, and with this coming at the end of the quiz, that would imply that Elliot is the one questioning us with this quiz. But
Okay.
Elliot isn't just any old name. It's the name of of one of the survivors you can play as. I would be surprised if the devs used this name twice. It would just make things really confusing.
It would. It'd make it super
Elliot
weird.
Is somehow involved in this wider story, and I think I know how, because this quiz isn't actually the first time we've spoken to him. At the beginning of this ARG, we had a very long message of how someone became trapped after being foolish and getting too close. They used the word foolish again near the end of the speech, hoping that no one else will look deeper into the entity. And what do we see in this quiz? The one we believe to be Elliot speaking to us? The last question asks, will you continue searching even though you know how foolish that is? It's the same language. Elliot warned us about going down this path of trying
Elliot
to discover
said,
the
"Don't!
entity, and
Stay
more to the
away,
point,
bro!
is
Stay
warning us
away!
about how foolish it
Don't
is."
come!
He also gave us one other warning. During his massive monologue, he references a Greek myth. I guess that's just part of the new indie horror checklist these days. Specifically, he talks about flying too close to the sun, which is a reference to Icarus doing the same thing with his wax wings. But he also talks about being locked away by the entity in a unique kind of hell for stealing something. That reminded me of another Greek myth, a myth about a god who betrayed Zeus during the war against the Titans, and as a result, they were stripped of their wings and sent to Tartarus, the underworld where the god's enemies were tortured. That god's name was Ark, and they were a messenger god, just like Elliot is delivering messages to us to help
Elliot's a
guide us
god!
against the godlike being of this world, the Spectre, now locked
Excuse me, chat.
away in a torturous type of hell. However, in that story, there are actually two messenger gods, Ark and their sibling, Iris. Iris remains sided with the gods, and actually has a plant named after them, Siberian Iris, which has a suspicious nickname, Brother of Caesar, Caesar's sibling, just like we were shown in the ARG. If Elliot is the one who went against the god of this world, the Spectre, then whoever is playing the role of Iris, they are still sided with the godlike being Spectre. And we actually have a second messenger in our game, a second person giving us info
Tyler.
that claims to be on the side of good, Tyler. We have been trusting Tyler and using his information to get closer to solving this ARG, but I suspect he may not be what he seems. So when the ARG returns,
Malicious.
be careful how much you listen.
Not
to, because if I'm
delicious,
right,
but
he's gonna
malicious,
keep
chat.
sending us down this rabbit hole until we, like him, are going to be stuck in a constant cycle of torture. Or the ARG will never update and I'll be stuck in a different cycle of torture, not getting any more lore, and that is arguably much worse. But hey, that's
just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching.
World premiere on Game Theory. What started as a simple April Fool's update has now become 4 months of nearly daily updates across multiple games.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Let me bring you in, chat. There we go, chat. We just got our introduction into Forsaken. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. That was a lot of info just like wham thrown at me. And it's an ARG, so it's already confusing enough. Chat, you gotta let me know. Like, what's out there for Forsaken? You know what I mean? Like, are there other videos? Are there animations, songs? Good game videos? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. And if you made it as far, I thank you personally. Please show Game Theory some love by subscribing to the channel. Chat, we're trying to get to 250,000 subs. So if you haven't yet, please smash that subscribe button and join the Sauce Gang family. Enjoy the rest of your day. And remember to eat, sleep, and make beats. And as usual, be coming another. That's all I got. Boom, I'm out. Coo-hoo, got number love for the Sauce Gang. Peace. Forsaken looks sick. We're peeping out more of it. Thank you. Love you.